What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to put a little tonneau cover on the Raptor. It's a truck gear by Linex. I went to the store, they had this one there, so I figured I'd pick it up, give it a shot. So I'm going to get this thing unboxed so you guys can see it, and we'll start the install. So there's the part number, 21 to 22 Ford F-150. Mine's the 23, but they haven't changed, and it's the 5.5 foot bed. So we're going to unbox this thing, take a look, see what's included with it. All right, so we're gonna get this thing unboxed and we'll put these bands here, get the box open, and see what all is included with this thing. All right, got some nice packaging in here, lots of styrofoam. Let me zoom out. I'll do the wide angle for you. There we go. So yeah, it's packaged nice, plenty of protection. Styrofoam in there so nothing gets damaged. Everything's in the plastic. This is the underside. It's got a nice finish to it. Nice finish. Here's a bag, looks to be hardware. You got some foam in there. I'm guessing for sealing up front maybe by the cab. So I'm gonna get everything unpackaged, get all the plastic, all the cardboard out of here, and I'll lay everything out on the tailgate so we can look at it, so you guys can see what all comes with this cover. All right, guys, got everything unboxed. Looking at it, looks like it should be a pretty easy installation. Most of these covers are. So real quick, I'll go over what's included with the kit. So this bag has got some buckles, and these buckles are gonna get mounted to the cover. So once I get the cover on the truck and unfolded, these little buckles are gonna get mounted to this cover. That's so when you have the bed cover in the open position, you can use these buckles to kind of keep it from flopping around. These 3 pieces of rubber, that's gonna go on the cover, so when it's in the all the way open position, it's not dinging up your window or the back of your cab. These 2 are the side rails. The side rails come with these little pop rods that come out and will hold the cover up. These are the clamps that hold the side rails to your truck. This is the weather stripping that goes on the front of the bed. Right along here, that's gonna seal it off. So that's gotta get wiped down with alcohol, and then I can put that stuff on. And then we've got these 2 hoses. These are drain hoses that are gonna go from the cover to these little holes on the side of the bed. So I'm gonna get started here. First step is to get these rails on. And in the instruction book, they're talking about different kinds of bed rails, like what do you have if you have a square rail, tapered rail, indented rail. So I have a flat rail, straight rail. So all these shims, they're calling this foam on here shims. Since I have a flat bed rail, I'm gonna have to pull these shims off. They're just like double-sided tape, little rubber things. So I'll just pull them off, and then I'll get these bed rails mounted up, go on to the next step. One thing that kind of stood out to me right off the bat here is these clamps. I've installed a couple of these bed covers before, and they all have the similar clamp style thing where you clamp the rails on. But usually they're just bare aluminum, and these are actually pretty nice. They're got like a textured powder coat finish on it, and I've seen those just bare aluminum ones kind of oxidize and look kind of crappy after a while, but these look pretty good, so hopefully these hold up. But I thought that was real nice touch. All right, so you just take these clamps, kind of slide them up in there. They've got grooves on them, and the bed rails have grooves, so you want to make sure they're kind of seated in those grooves. This is a 9/16 socket that I'm using. So I'm just going to get it kind of started, get it snug. Before I tighten it all the way up, I want to take my other hand and push down on that rail to make sure that it is kind of sealed. Okay. I've already got the middle one. Now we'll go back and we'll do the back one. Same thing we did with the last one. Get a little tension on it. and go back and push down, and then you can tighten it up. All right, got both of the rails on. Wasn't too bad, pretty easy, straightforward. 3 clamps per side. You don't have to go crazy tight with them, you just snug them up. And now I've got the alcohol. I'm gonna wipe down right along here. I'm gonna wipe all this down with alcohol, get it all clean, and then I could put this, put that foam strip on there. Just gonna get one edge started right up against that plastic bed cap. Kind of peel it back a little bit. Just kind of follow the front edge of the bulkhead here, or the front of the bed. Looks like I'm gonna have a little bit extra at the end. No big deal. I'll just go back with a razor blade and trim it. All right, we are ready for the cover. So I'm gonna get ready to put this on. So I've got all my clamps tight. I got 3 clamps on this side tight, 3 clamps on that side tight. I got my foam strip on the bed rail up top there by the back window. So we need to find the front and the back of the cover. So the cover gets mounted to these aluminum tabs. So you got one on this side, one over there on the other side. So there's actually some bolts that go down through these, and that's what's gonna hold the front of the cover to the truck. So in order to find the front of the cover, I'm gonna go over here and look for the holes. And let's see, I see them. That's the hole, it's gotta go to the front. So I'm gonna get this cover picked up, set it up on the back of the bed, and we will start fastening that down. The hardware for that is what they got in this bag here. You got like some thumb nuts, I guess you call them, some hand nuts, and you got some bolts and washers and all that. So I'm gonna get this unbagged and get the cover up there on the bed, and we can start getting it squared up, get it straight, all that good stuff, and fasten it down. All right, here's what we got in the hardware bags. So you got these 2 little rubber gaskets that go underneath these clips. And these clips fasten with these screws, and then you got these nuts that go through the bottom side of the cover. I'll show you where these go real quick here. So these 2 holes, those clips are gonna get mounted to that, so then the buckle will connect to it. So I'm gonna put that rubber gasket on, mount those clips, and that'll take care of that. Do that both sides. And then you got these bolts here with a rubber washer. I already put the rubber washer on this one. Metal washer, lock washer, and then your nut. And that's what's gonna hold the front of the cover down to the bed rails. Right there. Okay, here's my hardware for the clip. Here's my little rubber gasket thing. So the clips are gonna face, if you have your cover folded up like this, the clips are gonna face down like that. So when it folds down, they're gonna face the back of the truck. I don't know if you guys can see that. Yeah, you can see it. So that way you got this little nylon strap, it'll lock in there. I'm probably gonna put the sticky side down on the cover. Just to make sure I got my holes lined up. And just stick that guy on there. Put the screws in. So I'll stick the screws through there. Same on the other side here. And then fold it up. And then I'll take one of those. Now we can go through this side here. I'm gonna hold my hand on the back side, hold those still so they don't turn, and just tighten them up. These probably don't have to be really tight because that buckle's just plastic, and if you go cranking on it, it's probably gonna snap it. So just enough to keep that little rubber gasket compressed, keep the water out of it. Okay. I'm gonna do the other side and then we'll come back and we'll put the hardware in. Next up, I got these bolts. I got the rubber gasket on there. Stick them down through there. I already got that one pushed in. So if you look underneath, you see the bolt going through the aluminum bracket there. Same on that side. A metal flat washer, lock washer, and then this guy. Here I am under the bed here. I might have to put the camera down, guys, and get this started, and then I can show you the rest. All right, sometimes when you're in the garage by yourself, you gotta improvise. So when I'm underneath the bed cover trying to get that started, this thing just keeps popping up. I can't get it started, so I think I'm gonna find something heavy to set up there. Here we go. Copperhead BBs. Plenty heavy. Let's see if that works. Well, the Copperhead BBs did the trick. All right, got the hardware on both sides underneath. So according to the directions, they want you to unfold the cover and kind of square it up with the bed rails of the truck. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna unfold the cover, get it back, square everything up, and you can go underneath and tighten both sides of the cover, and that's gonna lock it in place. So I'm gonna do that. And then the last things on the list and the instructions, we got these 2 drain hoses that gotta get installed under there. And you got these 3 double-sided tape bumpers that go on there. So the when the cover's in the up position, it's not scratching up your cab or anything like that. Okay guys, got it squared. It's sitting back a little bit further than I thought it was. So if you go on the other side, you can kind of see my foam. I didn't put that foam tape far enough back. It's not super bad, but just a little shit like that. I mean, little stuff like that kind of drives me nuts sometimes, but it's too late. It's already stuck down. I'm gonna have to live with it. And some of the rubber is kind of sticking up. I think once I get it done, I'll pull it outside in the sun. The sun should take care of that, kind of flatten everything out. The instructions do say you can take a hairdryer to it, but I'm just gonna pull it outside, let Mother Nature take care of it for me. But man, it looks good. Like the finish on the top, it doesn't have the roughness of a bed liner, but it does have a textured finish, and it's not a complete matte finish. It's got a little shine to it, which is actually pretty cool. I like it. I really like it. So I'm gonna open up the tailgate and crawl back under there, tighten those 2, crawl back in there, tighten those last 2 bolts in the corner. And then I gotta put those tubes in, the drain tubes that I was talking about. Get those 2 tubes in there. And then 3 little foam strips go on. That's it, that's a wrap. It was a pretty easy project. I I don't know, I've been out here for maybe 45 minutes messing around with this, so it's not too bad, not too time consuming. The only tools I needed was a ratchet and a 9/16 socket and some rubbing alcohol, and that's it. So I'm gonna button this up, get everything cleaned out of the bed. I might take a broom, clean all that stuff out, but hang with me here and I'll show you guys the finished product. Here's a quick video of how these prop rods work. There's this little clip right there. When you're not using them, they just pop in there. These little thumb screws right there. That's what locks the rod in position. And then I'll show you what I did with this foam they give you. So here's the foam strip. I put it right along the edge there where it's gonna touch the glass. They give you 3 of them, but I only used 1 because just the way the cab and the back glass is kind of curved. It only touches in 1 spot. So I ended up going right below the 3rd brake light with it. Now for these drain tubes. So they gave you 2 tubes, they're plenty long. Well, I guess unless you want to pop a hole in that rubber or plastic plug, you could run it in there. But I got this hole right there. So I'm just gonna take this one hose, cut it in half, and then just hook it up there and shove it right through that hole. That'd probably be the easiest and look cleaner too, so that's what I'm gonna do. All right, I got my drain hoses on. I'm gonna close this thing up so we get a final look and see what it looks like finished. That is it. Check it out. Like I said, some of that rubber's kind of sticking up, but I think once I pull it outside, let the sun bake on it, it'll take care of that. But man, it looks sharp. It looks good. It's good and sturdy. Fits nice. I like the low profile look. That looks really cool. So I'm gonna pull it outside of the garage and we'll get a look at it outside. It is very windy outside, and I already know the audio is gonna be horrible, but I'm gonna give it a shot. Is my back dirty, guys? I was laying in that bed. I don't wanna ruin these seats. This cover is actually exactly the same as the backflip MX4, only this one is rebranded with the Line-X, and I guess it's got the Line-X coating on it. I'll leave a link in the description of this video of the cover on Amazon. You guys can find it there. Purchase that cover off Amazon. It helps support the channel. And heck, you could even go on there and just click that link and go to Amazon and buy a case of toilet paper, and it would still help me out. So whatever you guys do, just go on there, help me out, help support the channel, helps me keep making these videos, and let me know what you think in the comments. Like I think this cover's pretty good. It's pretty awesome. It seems pretty durable. Like I said, it's the same as the backflip MX4, only this one is rebranded Line-X, and it's got the coating on it. All right, guys, that's going to do it for this episode of customsofoz Garage. Hope you enjoyed it. If you're looking for tonneau covers for your truck, I would recommend this one. I'll give you an update maybe a month or two, let you know what I think about it. But as of right now, it's a pretty good purchase, I think. And I know the last couple videos, everybody's been saying stuff about the Mustang. Like, you guys, oh shit. Next week, I promise. Next week, I will do a video on the Mustang. Might not be very exciting. I got some wiring and stuff that I got to pull out of here. Let me flip you around so you can see what I'm talking about. Yeah, so last video on the Mustang we pulled the engine out, and a quick little update. So while we're here, I'll give you a quick update on the Mustang. I was gonna go through this engine and replace the gaskets and freshen it up, all that good stuff, but I was looking at it and the pistons are cracked, guys. 2 of the pistons have cracks in them, and I think it's my fault. When I put this engine together, I think my ring gap was too tight, and just with all the boost and the heat and everything, those rings didn't have anywhere to go in there. They're way too tight, and I cracked the freaking pistons. So I'm parting out this motor. I already got rid of the heads. I'm looking to get rid of the intake. I got some other stuff I got to get rid of. But yeah, so that's that. So that engine, no good. We're not going to do anything else with it. I'm just going to take it apart, sell what I can. But I think next episode on the Mustang, we're going to strip the rest of the stuff out of the engine bay. We'll get the transmission out of it. Just start taking the rest of the stuff off the car and getting prepped for paint. I'm gonna redo the fender aprons, get the ones with the smooth ones with no holes, both sides. I'm gonna clean up the firewall, and when this car goes back together, we're doing the wire tuck, all that good stuff. So yeah, so next week, I promise you guys, I've been saying it for a couple weeks now, but promise you, next week there will be a video on the Mustang. That's that. Oh, I also need your guys' help, because it's going to be a 93 Cobra clone. So 93 Cobras came in 3 colors. You had black, you had red, or you had teal. I really like black cars, so I'm leaning on black, but the new Shelby GT500 has a very cool looking metallic blue color. I will find a picture of that color and I'll put it up, and I want you guys to tell me what color I should paint this car. I'm going to leave it up to the YouTube fans to tell me what color this car needs to be. It's either going to be black or it's going to be that Shelby blue color. I think it's called like Ford Performance Blue or something like that. But yeah, so next week, be looking for another video on the Mustang, and there'll be some more videos on the Raptor. Maybe we'll do a video on the Buick. Maybe we'll put like 100 shot of nitrous on the Buick. That'd be awesome. Whatever you guys think. But again, thanks for watching, guys. Hope you're doing good, and I'll see you on the next one.